we're just gonna chill out and do some ACMR. You know, good old ACMR glitchless. At least we get to see flowery down strats though, right? It's funny because AB is like 5AB is like the one category where that where like that's actually kind of feasible to do, because if you do pink at the like after top of castle, then you can go into the flowery fight with everyone already at low HP. You can just like buy healing items to heal up Chris and Susie. Take a big look. Although, granted, I think doing it that way is still technically a little slower. Just because of, like, movement optimization shit. You know, it's better to just do pink as soon as you get over to that area, but... It does make down strats a little bit more consistent. But, you know, I'm still not doing them. This Ralsei's down. We need a fucking, I know Hatted Ralsei has a splat sprite now. So we need that. For, like, 99 justice. I hope Chapter 6 gives us a Noelle splat sprite so we can, like, complete the collection. We need Birdly splat. Do we have Susie splat? Yes, we do. In FLB, Susie splat is currently 83 orange green. So what the collection currently is Hatless Ralsei is 98 mouse wheel, Chris splat is 99 zapper, and Susie splat is 83 orange green. Also, I was going back through my run from yesterday, you know, just looking at stuff, and I saw like someone bring it up in chat during a moment where I was focused. But like, I wonder how Chapter 6 will handle like which weapons you chose for pink. Like, you know, like obviously it'll still give you the Shadow Crystal, but will like it keep track of your weapons, or will it just not give you anything? Like, I'm curious about that. Because the game is able to keep track for, like, Jevil and Spamton of if you got the weapon or the armor. Without buying any of the... Yeah, that's what I mean, though, like... Because Jevil and Spamton were able to keep track of if you got the weapon or the armor. I think whatever one it gives you is either like whichever, like it's like either whichever one you got most recent or whichever one's on the completion data for that slot. So like if you got like Devil's Knife on slot 2 and Jevil's Tail on slot 1, then you would get fucking Jevil's Tail if you started a new file on slot 1 in chapter 2. But that's just Javelin Spamton. I know things were a bit finicky in Chapter 3 and 4. Like, I think some of it was bugged where, like, it only counted for that slot and not all slots. And then, of course, there was the funny blue ribbon bug with a Black Shard. Which, by the way, that was fixed, but only in Chapter 5. It is still there in Chapter 4. Thank you, Toby. I'm gonna go for, like, you're just gonna get the crystal. But I do think it is possible to, like, track which weapon you got so it gives you those. I do think that is possible. F5's category seemingly keep track of what you... Okay, yeah, then that checks out. I know it's it would definitely be possible for the game to remember. Talking to the flowers in the light world, that would be cool. Although, you know, given that Asgore has been kidnapped, I don't think you would really have much of a reason to go into Flower King. I don't think Chris would let you. Bang. Voodoo is just easy. Oh my god, I have to fucking sneeze. Never mind. I just got that sneeze sensation and then it went away. Yeah, if you're gonna make me at least make me sneeze, like don't bait me like that. You detected the sneeze. True. So close to Bumpless. Alright. Chat, you know what time it is. Will she die? K round. That's what I'll say. That's Chris. Why bother? The fucking pity target as well. The fucking pity target is evil. Yeah, the pity target is sad as well. Like, come on. Hey, do you guys remember when you had to mash over the Chapter 1 auto masher before we had the 30 text box per second mod? Man, I'm so glad that's not a thing anymore. Back when every run was Chapter 5 weird route. Just kidding, you didn't have to mash as hard. And for as long, there was no segment where you had to mash for 5 straight minutes. Okay. That works, sure. Whatever goes, blocks or skip. The 1, 2, 3 Connor poop cover. That's me with Glacier. The Forbidden Path began with Robert Logan. Thank you for the luck. What a forest. The forest ever. So chat, how are we all doing right now? Tired? Amen. Amen. Thank you for your luck. Really, yeah, the big ass archipelago. Nice. I want to like do more archipelago, because I know there is a Deltarune archipelago randomizer. I want to try that because I've only ever done it with ULTRAKILL. But, you know, it's, that I know that shit takes time. Air quality, hell no, yeah, that checks out. $11 players in 60 fucking games, goddamn. I love watching those big-ass archipelago videos. With, like, thousands of players or whatever. Like, I don't know, I love watching those videos. It's like constant stimuli, basically. Participated in a 1,000 player archipelago. How did that go? I can only imagine what it's like to play one. No, yeah, the one we did was, like, barely scratching the surface. Just playing the game normally, I see. Yeah, the secret memes archipelago. You're not even able to a few too many checks. The archipelago I did with Marla was so funny because there was such an imbalance in checks. Because I was playing ULTRAKILL, which isn't a check-heavy game, and then Marla was playing Hollow Knight, which has 5 trillion billion checks. So yeah, most of that run was just waiting on her to get something. Yeah, you had to like turn down your amount of checks just so I wasn't just spending half the run just standing there. We're not having Geo Rocks randomized. Yeah, I could imagine. Yeah, Archipelago is really cool. Archipelago is really cool. It just requires a lot of setup. You wanna stop what you're doing real quick? Yeah, sure. Hold up. Oh! I thought I was close enough. I mean, I guess I was, but still, that was way too close. That was scary. Okay, okay, okay. Now that's just rude. Can we put actually shiny in Archipelago? I do love seeing all, like, the weird-ass shit people do Archipelago with. Orangeedle Archipelago! I need to turn off auto-run after this. I mean, or I can leave it on, like... It's glitchless, I don't need it, I have to turn it back on in Chapter 5 anyways. What's the point of turning it off? Muscle memory. I can explain further afterwards. Why is Xenoblade music playing here? Because I'm cool and awesome and epic. And also, I like this song. God, you do so little. Seeing, like, some of these small damage numbers in Chapter 1 is just like, man, we've come so far. But yeah, the reason turn auto-run off is because, normally, you know, auto-run takes time to turn on, so we only ever turn it on when, like, we need it. You know, like, if it ever gives us, like, a benefit. So, you know, it does in Chapter 1, it does in Chapter 5. So, you know, I'm used to running every other chapter without auto-run. Music interacting in the game. There's also songs that can't be replaced because they are embedded into the data.when. Shout out Cyber Battle. Yeah, in Glitched, we turned them off because of wrong warps. Doing wrong warps with auto-run is hell. I don't think anyone can. Also, it's just slower. I did it anyways. I didn't need to. Technically, in Glitchless all chapters, it's optimal to just leave auto-run on the entire run. But, you know. I got muscle memory and shit. Also, it would totally fuck up how I do cheese maze. Alright. This has been a chapter 1, like the chapter 1 ever. Nice bed. Okay, you're gonna have a banger Neo next chapter. Yeah, true. Main route, spam to Neo. I love main route, spam to Neo. Famous boss fight. Yeah, I'll beat Spamton Neo so fast he won't even show up on screen. That's how fast I'm gonna beat him. Oh my god, I'm so fucking tired for some reason. Why do they gotta infect me with the EP man? I don't get it. I'll intervene. Alright. Alright, time to go to good old Chappie 2. Wait, guys, this is Glitchless. We get to have funny Birdly trauma word. I like had to like tell myself to not wrong warp. Glitches, yeah, wrong warps are intentional. Toby Fox told me personally. Just, you know, I'm chill with him like that. I asked him to make wrong words decision, and he said, "Why are you in my house?" Why are they moving? Blech. It's a mic. Let's go. Why are they moving? I think that shit the Rona. I think that shit the roaring. I think that shit Girona. Wait a second. Girona. I think that shit the Queen. Hey guys, remember how remember like a year and a few months ago when chapter 2 was the final chapter we had? Remember how only over a year ago we only had 2 chapters and now we have 5? I still don't believe it. It is kind of surreal. Just how much bigger this game is now. Alright, everybody, say hi to Stuart. Hi, Stuart. Agreeer. Hi, Stuart. Took me forever to process what happened. It took me a while to process what happened in chapter 4 just because I was so fucking out of it by the end. I can't imagine why. Yeah, and then they hit you with fucking 2026. I always thought the knight wouldn't show up till the second half of the game. Yeah, then it just appears at the end of chapter 3. That's so funny, Chris being down. You know what's, you wanna know what's even funnier to me? I have played this fight this way so many times that that just looks normal to me. Do you think we'll get Chapter 6 in 2027? I mean, according to the Steam page, it says Chapter 6 is aiming for 2027, so... to get the attention bit. Easy. Oh my, fuck off, bro. Baited so hard. Did you see how close that was? Chapter 6 credits rolling is a 2-week continue. Listen, I'm still all in on for like Chapter 7 being like October 31st, 2028. I don't know, that feels fitting. Like the final chapter releasing on the game on Chapter 1's 10th anniversary. Nice. I can return. Thank you for pop. Seven Aces of Man Country, Light Rolled Tree Egg. He says 11 years Deltarune Prophecy Gas, which connects the Trauma Chris and the Vessel. The Vessel Forgotten Man copies are monochrome. Yeah, I think 2020 is probably... I mean, with like the rate we have of like chapter a year, then like 2028 is perfectly reasonable, especially if it's later in 2028. I think the real copers, though, are the people who were saying that Chapter 6 should release by the end of this year. Okay, I don't even know why I just kept holding right. BRB, no, you must stay. To be fair with Chapter 2, it had to, like, restart development at some point. I think the actual Chapter 2 took, like, a year and a half. Like, from when it, like, started full development. It probably also helps that, you know, Chapter 6 probably isn't going to have any crazy gameplay gimmicks like Chapter 4 and Chapter 3, 4, and 5 had. More so 3 and 5. Corey, just so you know, that is the exact same wording they used for Chapter 5. It's just there as a, like, not just as a, like, just in case. All we know about Chapter 6 being easier to develop is that we know, that Toby said that it's possible they could be working on Chapter 7 by the end of the year. Yeah, Chapter 6 would still need to be playtested. Whatever works out movement. Boo, not pre-solved. But yeah, we know Chapter 6 is easier to develop, which is a good sign. But yeah, the aiming release date thing, that was the exact same wording they used for Chapter 5. It's like a not promising anything type of deal, you know. You're much really not needing to develop Breakout for one chapter. It's probably in this case like only like slightly a release because, you know, it's not like it's not like Chapter 3 and 4 Breakout put in a ton of new shit. It was like a cutscene. Yeah, he errs on the side of under-promising, basically. I mean, that's like a good thing to like not like. It's better to underestimate when a game will release. Or like, I don't know. Like, it's better to like be very generous with when your game will release than it is to just say, yeah, it will definitely release here. Like, basically, it's just future-proofing, in case anything disastrous happens. Like, who knows, maybe Toby could just hit the big red delete Deltarune button. Honestly, I will say this, the fact that Chapter 5, the fact that Chapter 5 released only just over a year after 3 and 4 is crazy, given how much, like, how different it is with, like, the alternate gameplay. And it released in, like, a really polished state as well. There weren't, like, a ton of super major big bugs. There was, like, a soft lock and, like, the occasional crash, but, like, nowhere near close to, like, how, relatively unstable 2, 3, and 4 were on launch. Seems like a bit of an oversight. Yeah, but that's not like the game was rushed type of thing. I think Chapter 5 could have taken 2 years to release, and that still would have been there. Chapter 5 changed the Chapter 1 through 4 route at all? Not really, but I also not a ton of work has been done and has been put into it. I'm just playing it as normal. You know, there's no fight that, like, any of the tension items can really help with, considering, you know, you can just get a really easy tension max in Chapter 5. Because of what? You see, as a Xenoblade fan, I cannot fathom turning off voice clips. Hey guys, I think I found the glue. I cannot fathom turning off. So true! So true! I agree. You might that'll be done by Shulk shouting. Ryan! Hit that yoinky splunky! Please! But yeah, I guarantee you Chapter 5 could have taken, like, multiple years to release, and we still would have only had one page of options. And we still would have run into that. I wouldn't call that a sign of the chapter being rushed. Those are changes so annoying. No, yeah, I get that. That is very understandable. I wish there were global options, too, outside of language. It's the new chapter. Well, I mean, the thing is, you know, the chapter released a week and a half before SGDQ. It was never making it on the schedule for this year. Which, like, good. I would like this game to be shown off at GDQ, like, after months of development for the game. I mean, even in the first month, yeah. Okay, Glitchless this time. I don't know. I feel like that might be too long for them, but who knows? How long is ACAB glitched? Around 4 hours. Around, like, a little over 4 hours. Oh, I forgot to fucking put the Iron Shackle on Rosso. Oh well. I would have gotten it as well. I would have gotten bootleg Devil's Mouse. Yeah, ACMR is like around 3 hours. Sub 3 is definitely possible, it's just gonna take a bit. GDQ has accepted long runs before, but it's like a rarity. Like, they need really good reason to. And that's why, like, I think submitting ACMR Glitched is the best bet for all chapters. Getting in another GDQ. Mario Man old enough to be a G— Nope. From as far as I know, no. He is not. I think he's 17, I think. Yes, you have to be 18 plus to run at GDQ. That's been a thing ever since 2020, I think. I think 2020 was when they put the 18 plus rule in place. Yeah, I'm sorry, I checked before since you've already done it. No, we don't. We aren't allowed to interact with that stuff. I called the fucking cell phone. I chapter 5'd it. I chapter 5'd it. I love Saw. I knew that would happen. I knew that would happen at least once. Humor doesn't Home Depot, please don't do that. Hi, Oakley. Jack's probably our best bet for Deltarune. I know in terms of AGDQ, I'm obviously gonna be submitting. I think Cookie said she was gonna submit. Jack is. I think Jack is gonna be submitting. I don't know about like anyone else in terms of like who's available. Surely if enough people submit, they have to let us in, right? Yeah! They have to. Like, realistic... Like, if we just get up on stage and play the game, realistically, what are they gonna do about... He says it's PC's on the stage, might as well do a run. Smart! Bang! Thank you, Birdley. Thank you for your luck. But yeah, I think Chapter 5 has a really good chance of getting in at AGDQ. Because obviously it didn't happen at SGDQ. Because it was really released a week and a half before. It's not like we had like no prep time or anything. It wasn't like 3 and 4 where like we knew 2 months ahead of time. Rather context-based butler, I'll say. I'm finding it's rather based. I'm finding me when I see Nemo. Why aren't you doing pop balance? So I can get that free time save in later runs, you know? And definitely not just because I haven't practiced it in like 3 months. There we go. I do pop balance in MRG. Or at least sometimes I do it in MRG. Depending on my pace. And then I'm looking to... If I ever go back to main route glyphs, I'll start doing it there. I mistimed that. Actually, grr, RNG fault. It's all RNG's fault. I did nothing wrong. Are you at NMG? I did, like, a NMG run, like, right before Chapter 5. Just because I had an old-ass PB. I think MRNMG is really cool. I just don't like mouse 3 skip. What's restriction for NMG? NMG is only a thing in Chapter 2, and it's just you can't use door warp. Basically, it's just how Chapter 2 used to be before door warp was found. Yeah, easy. No, we gotta bring back beloved category, ACAR NMG. Everybody's favorite category. Hi, OMG, hi. Welcome back. The word was smart, by the way. Randomly check up our TV NMG. Oh no. Wait for summer to be over. Huh. Yeah, can we like at least not be blistering hot? It can be a little warm. Lukewarm, if you will. Crosshair Curdly, why not both? Chris has 2 hands. To say that again? Crawl Suzelle, true! For now, god damn it. Breathable air, true, yeah. Like those Minneapolis temperatures. Yeah, yeah, the weather was really nice at GDQ. I got scared for a moment. You're like, I still got a 43-13 in MG. Yeah. Crystal's just crazy at an MG. Like, goddamn. We always gotta do the Rosso hug for the first run. Doesn't have like 40k attempts in an MG or something of probably. Oh, I remember one of my first impressions of Crystal was back in 2021, you know, back when Chris stuff with RNG. And, you know, it was out here resetting, like, to getting, like, a throw wire and first turn 2 wrong warp kill. Back when, also, you know, back with, when we had to do head manip as well. Alright. Don't hit all the crits. Yippee, I hit the shield crit. Because that still needed an ACMR. Can you hit the shield and still go for passive? Yep. The shield, it does not matter what you do to the shield. The shield is basically, you can fight it or do it the normal way. It does not matter. Anyways, Birdley's arm is gone. Rip Bozo. Also. Just like Susie. I like how Birdley is like the only time where like fighting versus pacifist has actually like truly mattered in terms of like story consequence. The track of Barbie's really long-a-thon. Oh my god. Where's Kinger? Alright, this time I will not mysteriously throw a punch instead of dodge.
Round 1.
Fight!
Sure. Sure, why not? Thank you for the good luck. You will know our names, finale climax. All right, I feel better. I feel like I avenged the glitch run. Also, he loses his legs, foreshadowing. Why is the game in English and not in Japanese? Funnily enough, in chapter 2 is actually, like, ever so slightly faster in English. By, like, frames. It's because of one cutscene in City. So how Queen's, like, speaking quirk, you know, in English, you know, she has, like, all those capital letters. But in JP, you know, to properly translate that, they had her speak in HTML code. Which, like, you know, a good way of adapting it, but it also makes a lot of her dialogue longer. Which, it matters in one cutscene in City, where she has some unskippable lines of dialogue. This is only for Glitchless, though. Chapter 2 Glitched is faster in JP. Because the other small instances of unskippable text are obviously faster. Since you skip over City and Glitched. I don't really know about Hollow Knight speedrunning. Well, lucky for you, Deltarune speedrunning is not, like... It's a lot easier to understand compared to something like Hollow Knight. There's a lot of small nuances and all that, but, like, it is a lot easier to follow. No shade skips. Wait, what do you mean no shade skips? There's the fucking stupid-ass strat Trinky found that's basically a shade skip. I learned that's the only shade skip I know, because like I played a lot of Hollow Knight. I have like all but one, no, all but 2 achievements, 3 actually. No, all but 3 achievements. Yeah, because I forgot 112 was it? I forgot about 112. So yes, I did leave Zote to die. He deserved it. But yeah, I've basically done everything in Hollow Knight except for Pantheon 4 and 5. And then obviously finishing with 112% because I haven't beaten Pantheon 4. What if I speedrun? Limited 100 rando seeds or anything. Yeah, no, you haven't. The Pantheon, the Pantheons are cool, but like they are definitely hard. You gotta like really learn the fights. Woo! To the shower. I am at 111% on my Hollow Knight save. So I'm literally right there. I just haven't beaten Pantheon 4. I gave it a few tries, was like, wow, this is really hard, and then I just stopped. Because Pantheon 3 already took me a bit to beat. Bathroom cutscene of Doom. I love Chapter 2. I love how there's just 8 minutes of cutscenes right at the end. Never died the pure vessel. We get it. You're good at the game. Smile. Yeah, 1:15:49. What's my 1+2 PB? It's about add 30 seconds to that, and that's my 1+2 PB. Runs. Category extensions. 1:15:57. Alright, yeah, no, that's not PB. Always gotta check. Alright. I could have switched to JP, but it's like only a second in Chapter 3, and I don't really care. Marla does like a lot of rando stuff. Fucking done color rando, alphabet rando. There are probably some other silly ones that I'm just not thinking of right now. Color rando's really funny. La Nino last time. So, shout out to women now. True, you are. Once again, everyone's out for Rosso again. Sigh. That was just a really bad pattern. I was like reading chat and not looking at the game. But please lock in. Alright, I will lock in. What were we doing again? TV time. All right, lock in. Okay, yeah, we're cooked. Chat, we're cooked. Oh yeah, it is so fucking over. Oh, but I can hit that, though. I can hit that. I guess it's just to make up for all the good cooking I've got recently. We have to balance the scales with absolutely atrocious cooking. Here for next AV run. You got a rank. That's cool. Which rank? I've been getting too much good cooking recently. And we have to do board 2 the normal, boring way. Hey Toby, can you canonize board 2 skip so that it's no longer a glitch? Wait, did you just try to fucking use plural kit in Twitch chat? That shit instinctive. Doing servers that don't have floor kit or DMs. DMs is crazy. Thank you, Big Luck. Alright. What is this shit? That was so funny. We really did have to balance out the scales. I was playing too well. I was playing too well before this. Alright, Antlions, what are you gonna give me? Alright, 1. A late 2 cycle, of course. Alright. Well, that sure was a board too. Let me say it. Banger P2S. I'm still at the fucking Pippins. Murdering Rosso. Yeah, I forgot it makes it slower. I feel like I got a lot of extra points on that board, so I'm just gonna like mash play. Just to make sure I still get to make sure I still get the tension gem. I like how Susie is getting punished for what I'm doing, and Susie, you need to get better at mashing. Blatant favoritism. There we go. go ahead and equip. Wow, am I cheating? How does it already know the codes? Alright, chat, you know what time it is. Time to put in your Rosso guesses. Some kind of December holiday. I know, thank you for the good luck. Yeah, also just while I have time, right? 49. I think it's like 49:33. All right. Time. I wasn't paying attention. That was 3, right? I need a 1 and a 4. Oh boy. He's also I need this. All right. Let's see. Let's see it. 3-2. No more that guy. Sigh. Man, what an interactive section of the game. Three, 2, 3. All right. I thought I almost mismenued for a second. Why does Gaster say the halfway point after chapter 4? There's only one more chapter of the run at that point. Is he stupid? Chad, I have bad news. I can't do the wrong warp that makes you old. I never considered that WD Gaster could be a woman. Maybe I'm a bad person. The what? The wrong warp that makes you old. Something about the transition, about the wrong warp state. Chris and Go gets into the meat factory, become protein for Gaster's friend Langston. I can't wait for Trouble Dingle to return. How much longer now, my Trouble Dingle? Fear. Factory, meet Chris. Chris, meet Factory. I've seen people say that like the weird route, like the extended weird route jingle is Trouble Dingle, but like I don't really hear it that much. I mean, you know, it's not like Happy Town in a Undertale sound test sounds anything like Hometown. So be nice to Gaster. It was his first time composing. Yeah, you try composing after being shattered across reality. You're just an up-and-coming artist. Where did universe even come from? I think it just jokes. I don't know if it's like an actual serious theory or anything, but like I've always seen people talk about it as like a joke. I actually like do not know where like Gaster composing them came from. It's just something I just kind of naturally picked up on at some point with the fandom. I did not trust it. No, yeah, Gaster does have illusion being the game dev and all that. But I don't know, like, where... I don't really know when the whole, like, oh, Gaster composed the sound test song specifically came from. Also, I think it's just with how, like, fucking dinky those songs are, I think it's just really funny to imagine Gaster being the one to compose them. Or the feedback. I thank you for your feedback or whatever. Like, I imagine, like, he's composed his first song, he's just excitedly, like, just shows them to some random-ass child. I will admit, like, the actual sound test fun event is, like, really creepy. It's, like, really unsettling. It's like, you know, people talk about, like, how, you know, like, treat Gaster like some big, like, you know, mystery that, like, can never be referenced ever. But then, like, you know, you go to Undertale and then, like, Gaster's just, like, fucking talked about in, like, half the fun events. Like, you know, Gaster's just fucking casually name-dropped. In some fun events. And, like, they're fun events that a player can come across through, like, on their first playthrough. Unlikely, but it's still possible. Oh my god. It spawned, like, right above me? It spawned, like, right above me? That something couldn't be found naturally at first, yeah. I don't think that was intentional, just because it's literally a typo. But I do kind of like the unintentional, like, storytelling it can provide. Those are the ones that directly reference Gaster. Yeah, and I think, like, the implication that I've seen thrown around is that those were added very late into development, which is why they have the fun typo. Just Toby just didn't notice. I think that's the thing I've seen thrown around. Is that, like, stuff like the typo fun events were, like, added later in development. So when Toby added them, he probably just forgot that it was checking for lowercase fun. Ram's dead. Who? Is ROM safe? Holy 96 rat check. Runs don't use the hole because we aren't allowed to interact with other save files. Target somebody else for the love of God! Chris didn't get hit a single time, by the way. That's fucking insane, man. Thank you, Tenna. Only Rosso was targeted the whole time. God, I wish. Please it'll be easy to die tonight. To be fair, it's always easy to die tonight, because you just fucking tank 1 million hits during Tenna's final attack. As you can see, that's what I was doing the entire final attack, because Chris didn't get hit a single time. How's run? It's all right, I guess. Away! Papyrus! In Deltarune Chapter 3, 80% speedruns, it is faster to die to the knight because and just skip the fight. This is a subtle reference to the knight's identity of Papyrus, whose fight in Undertale is optimal to die to 3 times, so you can skip it. Instead of one person dying 3 times, 3 people die. True! Tony, you've done it again. Strongest piece of evidence for Papyrus Knight. I think it's I think that's a really funny coincidence. Because, like, you know, Papyrus Knight is basically just one big meme. So having something like that is really funny. You are weak. I am month. Ha. My favorite song, Crickets. Yeah. I always felt like Papyrus Knight was always a meme. Like, I feel like nobody takes it seriously. Look at that. 41:37. Not the best chapter 3, but oh well. I did have that atrocious cooking. It's fine. 4 and 5 are gonna go hard for it. You see, I like Amalgam Knight because it's like the only other Knight theory that I found interesting, other than Death's Knight. Like, even if I know it's not gonna happen, I still find the concept extremely interesting. Night, night, night. Yeah, I like my bootstrap paradoxes. It's very Homestuck. One of my favorite jokes I've made was last summer, like a few weeks after 3 and 4 came out. I'd made a tweet talking about, like, the relation between Undertale and Deltarune with the whole like parallel story thing. And then I remember afterwards, like, because there were a lot of people arguing with me about it. But then afterwards I was just like, you could tell I'm right because a lot of people were comparing it to Homestuck. Like I just felt like I just found Amalgam Night fun, you know. Try here to kill yourself as fast as possible. Yes, except because this is all chapters and I died to the night, the first sword will always pass through. Because of, you carry over your iframes from the end of chapter 3. For some reason. I don't know. It just happens. Thank you, Toby. No, I think it's just certain things like iframes are just like a flag or something, or like just saved like in a safe. I don't know. I don't remember how it works. I do not remember how it works. I just know that's just what happens. Iframes. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Because I know like the I know you know, like there's the old permanently extended iframes you could get in demo. If you like ended the king fight on the box turn. I think the iframes being saved to the save file is probably just a leftover from chapter 1, when that was like coded solely by Toby. Of Deltarune is Homestuck fanfic. Truth nuke. I mean, guys, fucking the sanctuary, like, you know, the sanctuary, it's just Durst. It's just Durst. There's a green sun in chapter 5. Seth's outfit just looks like the Durst pajamas. The holiday manor. That's all I will say, because I. Amalgamite would be one hell of a Beck Noir reference, exactly. Your vote for Noelle's tier 1 prototype. I feel like I saw something like this. I saw like a tweet about this. I was like, you know, just drew all the Deltarune main cast as Homestuck characters and like showed like, you know, what their Pestershow usernames would be and like what they'd like you know, what their like sprites would be and like. I don't remember what it was for Noelle though. All I remember is that Chris prototyped the TV, because Tenna. Yay! We did it! We got the Gwei turn saves. And a lot of people are saying that they're the narrator. Wait a second. Hold on. Why would Dirk do this? Shift it down compared to other keys as an extra pixel. I blame whatever layout I download. Blame the layout I downloaded. Blame the layout I downloaded.
You're too bright, Mamma Mia! Mamma mia! Mamma mia!
Bang. Yo, Red, thank you for the raid. Hello. Welcome in, everybody. I'm speedrunning the Deltarune. We are in chapter 4. All chapter. I need my curdly agenda. All chapters Azrael. Alright. No wrong warp chain because it's glitchless. It also means we can't do piano skip. But don't worry though, they'll patch out piano skip any day now. Any day. Any day. Damn. Two more patches at chapter 5. Oh god. When are they coming? Will they remember? Or are we gonna have another, like, 1.05 situation? Not even the upcoming one. Oh yeah, true, they did say, like, next. Damn, these missiles got hands today. Switch users in the trenches still losing time to aqua grazing, on god. Poor Tatty. Think about Tatty for one. You remember me so hard to learn speedrunner strats to beat her. Pink took me a bit, But, like, it was more just like my brain was fucking fried when I first fought her. And if it's for the 3D stuff, oh boy. Yeah, the bomb attacks are the what get me. That and like the first attack in phase 3 with like where like she's like spinning the box. That one fucks me up a lot. Goes on for too long, in my opinion. It is, like, in terms of, like, a speedrun, it's one of the longest fights in the game. But that's mostly just because there's just a lot of, like, cutscene stuff, and the attacks themselves are long. Like, turn count-wise, it's, like, around the same amount of turns as Jevil. And Knight, I think. I don't actually remember the turn number for the turn numbers for Knight. I don't have numbers memorized there. I just have attack. I just have like attack placements. There was no worry. Because your bosses have been getting easier. Honestly, in my opinion, I think, obviously Spamton Neo is, easier than Jevil. I think, I definitely find Pink harder than Gerson. Gerson is the easiest. I think Gerson and Basement Spamton Neo are the easiest secret bosses. I have to specify Basement Spamton Neo because Weird Route Neo is actually a pretty tough fight. Even though, like, the only change is that you don't have party members. I've talked a lot about my problems with Basement Spamton Neo in the past. But, like, I think, like, my big stuff is that in Basement Spamton Neo, there's no reason to really, like, engage with any of the attacks. Because, like, nothing to progress the fight ever requires TP. So you only need to engage with the attacks to the point of not getting really hit a lot. And like I feel like the Weird Route Neo fight fixes that a lot, because not only is like your best damage stuff cross slash, which costs TP, you also like doing things that aren't attacking are also like has a cost. So you actually have to like engage more smartly with the fight and think more about what you're doing. Javelin might still be my favorite, honestly. Yeah, same. Javelin Knight are my favorites. Javelin is just so much fucking fun to do fast. ERM. But the thing with ERM for me is like, it's hard for me to rate ERM's difficulty because I find the fight like, yeah, I find it hard to judge because it is a very different fight in a speedrun. I feel like, you know, when you're playing casually, you can like tank a few deaths and like play slowly, and the fight is relatively simple. But with like in a speedrun, you know, you have no healing. You have no healing options, and you have to like play very aggressive. I think it's good. I feel like I rank Pink around the middle difficulty for like secret boss difficulty, mostly just because of the bomb attack. Pink is very hard to do fast just because of like the stuff you need to do to maximize your Doki. But like, I think if you're just trying to beat the fight, outside of the bomb attacks, it's not the worst thing in the world. Or at least, how is this game nowadays to run? It's a lot better. I don't know when during Chapter 2's lifespan you ran the game, but like, things are a lot better. A lot of like RNG stuff is a lot more consistent in Chapter 2, and then like you have all the new chapters and stuff. Chapter 5 is extremely fun to speedrun. Nice. The very beginning with the rock. Yeah, so a lot of the stuff that used to be RNG in early Chapter 2 speedruns, like Chris Death and RNG Minute for Thrash Machine Head, that's not a thing anymore. You just default to the optimal one. We have a mod that lets the Auto Masher mash at its max speed. And, you know, there's just also like a ton of resources compared to back then. And, you know, there's also shit like Door Warp. It's so much better now. It's so much better now. But yeah, like, this game is, like, so much fun to speedrun nowadays. Yeah, there's, like, a lot of variety for what you can do with now that there's, like, 5 chapters. How many eyes do you... ACAB Glitched is really fucking cool. Like, obviously it's long and it's definitely hard. It's not the hardest. I would go to ASC Glitched. But, like, it's a really cool run. It's not, like, my personal favorite, mostly just because, like, I get really annoyed by Mouse 3 Skip being, like, 40 minutes into the run. And, you know, missing that loses, like, a minute. But I've warmed up a lot more to glitched runs over the years. I used to be, like, a full-on glitchless. Like, never thought about running glitched outside of, like, very rare circumstances. But nowadays, I'm a lot more down with glitch. I think it is definitely a lot more interesting to watch. Didn't only remove slow parts, right? Yeah, mostly. That's definitely what Board 2 Skip does. Board 2 Skip definitely removes a lot. It removes, like, the biggest chunk of filler from a Chapter 3 run. I must have accidentally healed at some point. Is there a skip for this fight? Yeah, you skip all of Second Sanctuary and Glitched. Because you just wrong warp to the left, and it puts you at the end. Chapter 2 is definitely the most glitch-heavy, though. There's so much shit going on in Chapter 2, especially in AB. But yeah, like, Chapter 2 glitch stuff, is really cool. Any glitch category that goes through City, has some really cool shit. There's a lot of cool tech in City. Even if I do not really enjoy Mouse 3 Skip. That's just more of a skill issue on my end. Impossible to skip forward. I will say there is a big skip in Cliffs in Chapter 5. In Forest, you can skip Clover. Like, that's the biggest thing, I guess. And even then, that's, like, super fucking hard and difficult, and only, like, extreme top-level runners go for it. And by that, I mean Jack. Yeah, glitchless runs will always hold a special place in my heart, especially Chapter 2 main route glitchless. But I'm definitely a lot more I gravitate a lot more to glitched runs nowadays. Although I do like running a lot of glitchless all chapters just because it's chill. It's just very chill. Oh, don't worry. Flowery told me. I know, flowery. Alright, this is Glitchless, so like, this is Glitchless, so like, doing Fight Titan actually feels viable. Ah! God damn it! I went up too early. I went up too fucking early. God damn it, man. I have some history with that encounter. God, I fucked up. I tapped up one too many times. These skips are normally pretty easy. I just fucked up. I second guessed myself. Okay. Yeah. Harmonize. Spare. Yeah. I remember how to play ARG. Yeah, we get to have extra recruits. Happens to the best of us. Also, I gotta remember for chapter 5 that you don't get healed between chapters. Chris doesn't get healed, so I gotta remember to like touch a save point. I got Nuggies, yay! GG on Nuggies. Is that unique to chapter 5? Yeah. And we have no idea why. Yeah, like obviously in universe, I guess just to represent Chris not getting a good night's sleep, but like the HP amount can be a little inconsistent, especially in Weird Route. In Weird Route, there's been footage of like people, like multiple different people having different HP values going into it. Because I feel like I remember someone saying that like in main route, like it just sets your HP to like 13 out of 20 in the light world. I'm pretty sure is what it is. But like in Weird Route, like there's been multiple different HP values. Like I've seen 17. A lot of people have seen 1 HP. It is funny though that like that only happens when you continue a save. In solo chapter 5 runs, Chris starts at full HP. So, like, yeah. But it is funny that you just don't get healed. Can lead to a real scare depending on your loadout going in. This song's good. Look at the knight just standing there, aura farming. So where'd you get that much TP? She eated tension, all the tension gem. Truth fountain. Yummy tension gem. Yummy, yummy. Love the night, it's so fucking cool, yeah. See what's my favorite part of the game. In terms of like production, yeah, like that animation is so fucking cool. What's this song? This is War Without Reason from ULTRAKILL. In that game, this song also plays while you're climbing something big. She has just gotten better with each other. I'm so fucking scared for Treachery and the Encores and P3. Like, we're gonna be fighting more of these guys in the future. Surely. I just made some bullshit. What if we took the floor away? What if I just removed the floor? Oh. What if hot? What if really hot? You know what, like, you know what Encore I'm really scared for? I'm scared for 8E. Epic kaiju fight with WD Gaster. Always bet on Titan, Rosso. Alright. I start thinking Mega Luck. I think that was the first crit I dropped. This fight. I hate these orbs. Bang! That's a fucking 10 turn. I only missed like one crit the entire fight, I'm pretty sure. That's crazy. That's insane. That's big. I think that's like 27 out of 28 crits, I'm pretty sure. I think that's how many crits you hit in 10 turn. Isn't worth it just for this fight. The night is a 3-minute long fight, and this saves like... And it saves like a minute and a half in Titan, I think. So it's like a minute to a minute and a half, I think. I don't know the exact number. And it's keeping later fights. I mean, there's always a cab. So useful to outclass in defense for aim 1. I mean, to be fair, its defense does increase every chapter. So like, I'd say it was still, like, pretty good by chapter 4. And it's more just, like, there's just some really broken armor in chapter 5. Not even that much harder without it. Some of it is just a lot of, like... One of the big things is that it does decrease damage, and by, like, a significant amount. It's just that a lot of the solo target attacks at night just do 1 billion damage. The biggest utility the Shadow Mantle has in the night fight, actually, is just target redirection. Because when the Shadow Mantle is equipped in the first slot, it's a little bit bugged in the second slot. Then the first 2 single target hits will always hit the mantle holder. Then it will go to 2 random hits, then two mantle holder hits, and so on and so forth. If it's in the second slot, it only does it just goes to random hits after the first 2 hits for some reason. Hi, Jack, thank you for your luck, buddy. I really missed both encounter skips in 3rd Sanctuary, and then just casually hit a fucking 10 turn. I only missed 1 crit that fight, I'm pretty sure. Which is, like, crazy. Because I'm pretty sure a 10-turn Titan is, like, 28 crits. That's, like, 27 out of 28. Alright, yeah, Chapter 4 credits are Auraful and all that, but also they take, like, 5 million years to finish, so... Fields? Alright, back to Japanese we go. Still having to do Chapter 1 Gear Night and AC Mark because it saves time to Chapter 4 through 7. Well, I mean, we wouldn't. I mean, even if Blacktar did save enough time, we just get weapons. We just buy weapons right before the night. How much longer now? Right fucking now, Gaster. I need to know how to run. Okay, there we go. Yeah. And you could always just buy some lodestones for safety. Especially if you're running Glitchless. Because you would have the extra points to afford it, so you wouldn't have to go spend money. Let's go, I didn't do the thing that loses 2 seconds. That's just what I'm calling that now. Not interacting with the wardrobe, I'm just calling it the thing that loses 2 seconds. Wardrobe that makes you old because you lost time. God, I love Carlos. Ooh. Bruh. Ikuyo San Francisco! You're hearing the mass song in this now. Shout out to Deltarune. Luigi house, but it mansion. Luigi house, but it mansion. Luigi house, but it mansion. Oh my fucking god. Bruh. I mismenued. Good bit. The diner. Hey guys, I think I found a glue. All according to plan. They're eating my flesh. Chapter 5 affected by violence. Not much. You can't do you can't do some of the hangouts. I can't think of other stuff. Very depressing Castletown if you barely have recruits. Okay, but she does give us the greatest line ever of, Chris, do you have games on your phone? Please find someone to adopt me. What? Dump her ass! I'm glad my Switch casual file didn't give away Tenna, so I could see his Castletown interactions. My Weird Route file didn't give away Tenna. Oh boy, I can't wait to see the Chapter 5 Castletown interactions in Weird Route. See, I gave away Tenna because it was the right thing to do. And also because, you know, Metaton. I do think it's funny that people were having, like, actual moral debates on whether or not it was a good thing to give away Tenna or not. Well, close enough. Welcome back. Are you a bad person for doing the genocide route? You're not letting Tenna have gay sex with Metaton. You're a bad person for doing swear thing. I mean, I know there's been like you're a bad person for doing Weird Route debates, ever since Snowgrave. Alright, goodbye, fast little script. Oh, okay. Oh, I was resting my fingers on the wrong way. Okay. I had my hand slightly moved over. I will say, I think it's funny when people try to, like, give some sort of, like, moral justification for, why keeping Tenna is a good thing. When, like, really it's just, like, you just want to see the extra interactions. Like, you don't need to give, like, a big moral justification, or, like, why it's better for Tenna's character. You don't need to justify it like that. Ah. Imagine if in main route you just get the Thorn Ring in Chapter 6. So you could still have the Twisted Sword. Oh yeah, chat, earlier today, I found the really cool cover of the song that was in, like, the Pokemon Gen 3 sound font, and, like, it just sounds like, this sounds exactly like a fucking route theme. It's so cool. Guys, look at Seth. You see, I don't think, you see, I know that New Game Plus isn't going to happen for this game, because that would require Toby to touch older chapters. Bang. Alright, don't do Saw. Saw isn't real. It cannot hurt you. No, we're still at Home Depot, you know, we just didn't need to buy a saw. I love hyper slashes. Okay, I'm gonna buy Woodblade, too. Just so, like, you know, can have a weapon. Just for Seth Aqua. Yank! Yank! Yo, I'm harvesting the wheat right now. That is a required encounter, as we currently can tell. Actionless is in purgatory, so Actionless is in purgatory because it's faster. It's not faster if you do down strats, but also who wants to do down strats at the end of a 3-hour long run? I think we'll still probably have some Star Walker cameos. I don't know. There's just not a universe where I see, like, there being, like, some, like, big, like, oh, all your recruits showed up at the end to fight the final boss and Star Walker not being there, you know? Duck! No, yeah, there's still gonna be some humor. Remember, True Lab had some bits in it. Even when Undertale was at its most serious, it still had some jokes. Wait, streamer, I think this is slow because you didn't do Saw, and like that loses like a lot of time. Bergen Tackle! No way, guys, it's the night. Yeah, like the game isn't just gonna delve straight into like no more happy fun times, all 100% serious, no jokes, only trauma or whatever. Because, like, even, like, Undertale, like I said, even when Undertale's getting at its most serious, there's still usually some stuff to lighten the mood. I think something like, maybe like Chapter 7, Side B will probably be very light on any sort of, like, humor or anything, in the same way that, like, Geno and Undertale is very light on humor at the end. It's like you have, like, some stuff from Metaton, some bits in the Sans fight, you know. I'm finding it's rather context-based. Drink all the context from the pool. But yeah, I feel like Chapter 6, at least, will probably have a tone similar to, like, I don't know, like True Lab, I guess. Where, like, it's overall serious, but there's still, like, a decent amount of, like, funny bits going on, you know? Some, like, you know, dark humor and shit. Alright, guys, check this shit. Check this shit. You know what? Sure. Hi, Kyoshi. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Yellow is so stupid. Nice Chapter 4 exit, yeah. I actually do not know if that's faster than my 1 through 4 PB or not. I know it is very close, because I know I had a 248. Yeah, you can get that before it shows up after like the yellow gun stuff. That's the earliest you can pick it up. Toho Quicksand presentation really left an impact on Toby. Yeah. He's referenced it twice. There she blows. Oh my god, bro. This time one jump and your life is over. I'm like losing track of where I am. Jail. They sent him to gay baby jail. I've been licking it. Having an emotional support for them anyway. Oh yeah, I like made it invisible on the layout when I was recording something, and then I've just forgotten to turn it back on. You better turn back on if I remember. Yeah, no, it's still there. It's just invisible. Wait, if it's invisible, then how come? Mark, this is good news. We can finally be bees. I made a steak. Anyway, shout out to doing that, like, giving you 500 trillion TP. Fuck! I menued one too far. I menued one too far. On accident. My fault, gang. I accidentally, like, just tapped. It happens to the best of us. That just Pursuit? Yeah. Music mod. It's the same music mod I do for Undertale. You know, on like the rare occasion I run that. Flowery.
Yeah.
Hey, Raleigh. Don't you like serving human? The boys. The diner. How'd you like my Girona? It's my Girona. Bum, bum, bum. Easy. It's just easy. Bum, ba-da-da-ba-da-ba. Ba-da-da-ba-da-ba. As long as you don't go up early, that's easy. Because the trick is making it, like, notice you as late as possible. Mysterious wind. Leave it to me. Alright, who's ready to get trolled? I didn't get trolled. I'm falling. All according to plan. I think we can look. Oh, another fist hit the wall. You have to wait on a flower to spawn, which will then shoot out another fist. What? 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 Alright, lock in. Look at that shit. Mmm, yummy. I like how that explosion was strong enough to knock us out of 2D. When they're mean to green. Guys, they disappointed green. The green is off limits. Toby Fox when he has to use Toho trumpets because he's bored. You know, this is the canon fight because Rosso is at the lowest health. Orange only went after Rosso. Mites and fleas. Slowly recreating Lord English with Gaster memes. Things must always return to Homestuck. Try as they might. Mobster Gaster, and we've got it. Alright. The beanstalk that makes you want to kill Asgore. When they're mean to green and Deltarune. God, I love this song. Ooh. See that shit?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
It is just iShock menuing. I'm never gonna get over that. It's just iShock menuing with an extra defend.
Yep. Yep.
Don't you like serving humans?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Alright. Lock in. Remember your training. Bang! Feels the aura. Eats the food. Enjoys it. Alright. Don't do the thing. Yes! It didn't hit both! Save.
Yep.
It's my Drona.
Yep. Yep.
All right, who's ready? I'm gonna kill somebody.
食らえ
That pose is the hardest thing to hit in the game. Not because it's hard, but because it defies all common sense. It is the only thing you have to hit late.
僕に力を分けてくれ オメガプロリーラストジャローナジャローナジャローナジャローナジャローナジャローナジャローナジャローナジャローナジャローナ
I hate the pose so much. It's my least favorite thing. I hate it so much. You have to like yell at yourself to hit it late. Why can't they just increase the hit window to before as well so you can at least still hit it early? Why does it have to be lenient but only when you're late? Yeah, doesn't help for down stretch. You still have to hit it early. Downstretch in this context, downing Rosso at the start of the fight, and then downing Susie. Because when someone is downed, S action and R action give mercy.
Yep.
And when you do the solo pose, only on the solo pose, because of a rounding error, hitting it like early gives you one more mercy than if you would hit it late. So late, redo the chapter. I don't really feel like it. This can sub 350. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Because the final split is always about, like, 6 minutes flat, so... What if you forgot the path to school? Wait, true. It was a fine enough first run. Nothing catastrophic really happened other than missing both encounters in Third Sanctuary. Yeah, board 2 was also just funny. The fucking solo Ralsei targets. No, it was end of second cycle Antlions, but also in triple Pippins, they exclusively targeted Ralsei and he got downed on the third turn. Alright, hold on. It works the other way! Bang. Let's see. I can't believe I got a fucking 10-turn Titan. Ten-turn Titan after missing both third Sanctuary encounter skips is kind of aura when you think about it. Can you do the left thing at the end with the balloon, though? That'd be I don't think you can, because you enter that room in a cutscene. But yeah, there's nothing, like, really catastrophic that went wrong this run, which is nice. Few mistakes here and there, but somehow make the soul face sideways. True.